Thank you again for letting us share some of the highlights of Todd. This is my 4th year at Todd School. It's hard to believe. I was thinking about driving over here that when I came to Todd 3 years ago, we had around 300 students. And remember, we built that building, and remember that saying, if we build it, they will come? They've come. Now we're about 500 students in our building. So we have filled every nook and cranny there is in the building, and we have no more room for any more children at this point. So, but as a staff, we decided last spring that we need to work on building our culture there, because we've had such a diverse change in our students and the staff that have come into the building. We have approximately 60 staff members every day that come through the doors. A lot of staff members working with individual students, a lot of staff members working collaboratively in their classrooms. We have a lot of co-taught classrooms. So we went back to probably some of my old grounds and thought, okay, we're going to go and redo the tribes training, because we had a lot of staff in my building that were not tribes trained. So we embarked upon that training. We took 2 days at the beginning of the year to work on that, and now we work through that process at least once a month in our staff meetings. So it's sort of been an integral part of building our culture this year. Our staff decided that we're going to be the superheroes this year, so we're using our superpowers to reach our students. So Steve shared this with us at our Administrative Academy in the August, the 3 goals that the board had decided we would focus on this year. And the first thing we talked about was looking at student engagement, because again, they need to be there and they need to be engaged before we know that they can learn. So as part of that, we looked at the whole tribe strategies and how the teachers can use those in their classrooms to help the students be more collaboratively and engaged learners. This is Melissa Rohrback. She is one of my lead teachers at Todd, and she's going to share some of the ideas with you as well.
As Melody said, I am a kindergarten teacher at Todd. This is my 11th year teaching there. I have been there my entire career so far. As Melody said, we took the superhero theme this year and are using our superpowers. The pictures you see there, a couple of them are door decorations that we did, as well as the one in the middle is all of our staff pictures outside the office, so that teachers could and visitors to our building could find us, and has our room number and those types of things. These are some of our creative decorations in the hallway. Those are above the lockers in the hallways. We had new T-shirts created for our staff. This was after our tribes training, and in the corner of each of our slides is our the back of our shirt with the Todd Pride, Beloit Proud, and one of our 2nd grade teachers doing a community circle with her students during community circle time.
Okay, one of the other major goals was focusing on reading and increasing our reading scores. For the last couple of years, we've really struggled with increasing our reading scores, so we decided we would dig into the data even more. You can go to the next slide. Every month, we meet as a building and look at our literacy data. Teachers are meeting weekly in their PLCs to monitor their ongoing literacy and math data. This is just one sample of our grid that we created so that we can monitor the students, and any student that's in red and yellow, we're doing progress monitoring with them on a weekly basis to ensure that we're offering them the skills and strategies that they need to become successful. We spend a lot of time looking at the data and then trying to act upon the data, because you can admire data as much as you want, but if you don't change what you're doing in the classrooms, it's not going to change the data. In one of our RTI meetings, one of my teachers that is much more creative than I am came up with this slide. We decided that we have these posted. Andy, actually Melissa's husband, decided that he wanted it to, we're going to, when we come into our staff meetings, we slap this thing like we're going into the football stadium. And so everyone has to remember that 100% of our students that are already at grade level will stay at grade level and increase their scores. And then 80% of our students that are not at grade level, we're going to work to get them to grade level expectations based upon MAPS and PALS by the end of the year. It was kind of a fun little thing we did, but I think teachers have really taken it to heart, and they're working when we come and they say we only have 70% yet, I said we're getting there. It's only middle of the year. So they're working hard to get there. We also do the same thing with math data. Teachers have created their own grids for pre and post tests, and that's not, when you're in elementary, you're all about color coding. So if you're red and yellow, we want to get you to blue and green so you can see our data scattered there. This is just one sample of one class.
As the district as well, we have now implemented one-to-one iPads. We're using this technology daily in all of our classrooms, doing Dreambox, Read to Self, listening to reading on the iPads, different math instruction, anything we can do to get more technology into their hands, going more paperless, having more projects being done on the iPads and then put out into Google Drive and those types of things to be paperless as well. And then also, as part of Effective Educator, myself being one of the coaches, being out helping our staff, creating their goals to strive to become better teachers, responsive to instruction, setting their own goals, and using their own classroom data to help them achieve those goals.
We continue to work on PBIS. It's an ongoing process. With little children, you're always changing your cool tools, trying to evolve to meet their needs. When you think you have it all in place, then something happens and you need to make a new cool tool. We've also embarked upon Tier 2 this year. We have a lot of students that are doing check-in and check-out. I think we have up to like 25 students right now that are working in Tier 2. We have several staff members that do check-in and check-out with them on a daily basis to try to help them become more successful throughout the day. We do house the EBD program at Todd School, and they take a little bit more nurturing to help them be successful throughout the day. But we also have other students that are on check-in and check-out that just need that little extra attention in the morning and in the afternoon. We try to reward them with positive praise throughout the day so that they can become more successful. This is just one sample of our check-in and check-out. We modify them to what the student needs, and so we have probably 25 different samples of check-in and check-out sheets that we can individualize for the student. Some students come down more than once in a day. Some have check-in and check-out every couple of hours. Some students have a break built in every hour. They come check in with someone just to make sure that they're on track. We meet at least monthly. We're using one of our Wednesday meetings to meet monthly to discuss RTI. RTI is a big part of our whole plan to increase our universal instruction, but then also to address those students that aren't making it the universal instruction. We meet weekly at our SIT team process to discuss students and how we can better help them.
We continue to have all-day 4K at Todd. We added another section this fall, so we have over 84-year-olds in our building. They enjoy coming to school every day. Their teachers are great and fantastic. I'm next door to them, so I see them a lot. My daughter is also in the 4K program, and they are doing wonderful things every day. We also added the 3-year-old early childhood program at Todd this year. They have 2 half-day sessions, 5 days a week. So we have a lot of children running around our hallways.
We have over 200 under the age of 5. Yeah, it takes a while to get them all fed every day.
And on the bus.
And on the bus and all those things. But it's just, those of you who know me, that's really right up my alley. Little people. We have the new dual language program at Todd. We started with kindergarten and first grade last year, and then we added a second grade classroom this year. We hope to continue it next year in third grade. We have 91 students participating in the program. Every grade level is full, except I think we have 1 seat in second grade at this point. We've gotten a lot of positive reviews from that program. My only regret is I wish I could speak Spanish because the students come and talk to me in Spanish and I don't always know what they're saying, but they're trying to teach me. It has been a really positive influence in our building, so I'm really pleased that we were able to start that program. We've had some discussions about could we begin as early as 4K, because we have students that are in school all day long and they're having all their instruction in English, and then all of a sudden we give them the option of having part of their day in Spanish when they hit kindergarten. So we've had some discussion about how we can work more collaboratively with kindergarten to work on that process. So it's been a really positive program.
Another important aspect at our school is our partnership with families and getting them into school to work with their students, and then getting them to do things at home with their families as well. We have an active PTO that does monthly family nights at school. We give them a meal and an activity to do. We've done trunk or treat. This year we added a standards-based report card night to give the parents a little bit of information about the new report card they were going to be seeing, as well as Grandparents' Day, caroling, sock hops, literacy and math nights. Here are some pictures from our from our Grandparents' Day just this year, which was right before the Thanksgiving break. This was our PBIS family night, where the students reenacted the wrong ways to do things and the correct ways to do things for their parents. So the parents rotated through different stations throughout the building, and the students, ran down the stairs and those kinds of things, and then showed their parents the correct ways to do those types of things. And then, as I stated, our family night about the report cards, we gave a presentation. We had the parents answer some questions about what they knew about the Common Core, gave them some information by grade level, and then had a discussion at the end to try to give them information about what was coming out on the report card.
We hope that process worked, because we haven't had one question about report cards yet. We were also lucky enough this past year to start the FAST program at Todd. And this is a program that's an outreach program for families. They meet once a month in our building. They have an 8-week program. Families come in. They work with families on just building that family unit. They teach families how to sit down and play a game together. They eat dinner together. They do a lot of training. Students go off and do some crafty workshop things. There's a couple trainers that work with the parents. It was every Wednesday night. I think we're going to change it to Tuesday night. We've gone through 3 graduating classes now. Amy Levy was really helpful in getting us started in that program. That is a grant program, and we're hoping to have even more families participate after the first of the year. Another goal is that we always try to get students involved, and that goes back to that whole engagement piece. Actually, today we were digging through. We have over 100 students that want to do Destination Imagination, and so it's trying to find enough people that are willing to do that. So I just sort of walk up to people and say, can you please take a team? We have Student Council. We have Just Say No Club. We have Drama Club. We have probably 75 students involved in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We have after-school sports, and we're working with the YMCA now to provide basketball. They're going to use our gym every Wednesday night so they can play on Saturdays. We have 2nd grade reading club in collaboration with Beloit College. We also started a 3rd grade strings program this fall. We had 3 Beloit College students bring in, and Beloit Music was nice enough to donate violins, violas, and cellos. And so we had, I think it was like 18 students working with those Beloit College students. We just had a concert last week. We did that in collaboration with the Merrill Community Center, so some of their students came over with our students, and they're learning the basics of violin, which is quite interesting. We started 4-H this year, and we have over 50 students that are involved in Excel after-school programming every day until 5 o'clock. These are just some more pictures from Excel. We're in our 13th year of that grant. We spend a lot of our time in Excel on academics. We have a pretty structured program. They do have a little recreation and homework time, but then we have over an hour that we spend doing reading and math extensions based on what they're doing during the day. This was just an article that was recently in the Daily News about Todd and all the things that are going on after school. On any given day, there's probably over 100, 150 kids in and out of the building between 3 and 6 o'clock at night. So this is the Turtle Tunes and the ladies that were working with them from Beloit College and the Reading Buddies. We also have this couple Beloit College students that come over and do a virtual learning experience with students talking about art, and they work with visual arts, and they talk about the history of artists, and they share with the students lots of different artwork. We did that last year with some psychology students that are at Beloit College, so they came back again this fall. So we're very proud of all the things that are going on at Todd. We average between 490 and 500 students on a daily basis, and we continue to grow our outreach and hopefully welcome more students into the building. Thank you so much. Any questions you might have?
Thank you. Questions, board? Thanks.